So I guess I'm going to do number 2 of my little vlog. I guess this is more of a video diary for me to deal with my stress right now. But last night was hell. It's been raining. The wind was crazy. My tent is not waterproof, and I got rained on all night to the point where I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to get up and get dry and get warm. If it wasn't for the blanket I bought from a military surplus store and socks and equipment, I would have been completely soaked and probably way more sick than I already am right now. But oh well. If anything else, I'm resilient. I'm not gonna let this nonsense defeat me, but God, it sucks so fucking bad. So I got up and I'm walking around now. I'm over at the college waiting for them to open up so I can go in and finish my registration so I can start rebuilding and moving forward from this. But I'm just tired because it's just like people are funny, you know. I was walking up the street to come to the college to get warm and get something to eat real quick, and 2 people, not just 1, 2, swerved to hit puddles to splash me. So now I'm completely soaked, head to toe. I'm freezing right now, and it's still an hour till anything opens up because it's like 6:30 in the morning. And so I'm just tired of people doing little dumb things like that to make others miserable. I'm not gonna put intent or purpose on why they did it. It's maybe because it's the way I look, or maybe it's just because they're an asshole. But why did 2 people have to swerve and hit a puddle to splash me? It's not right. It's not right. I'm barely keeping my head above water and trying to keep a positive outlook, and it's little things like that that chip away at my ability to remain positive. And it's just cruel, unnecessary cruelness. And I don't know why our society got this bad to where people feel they need to go out of their way to be cruel and hurtful and spiteful. What did they gain from doing something like this? What did they gain from driving by and splashing me like that? I don't get it personally. But whatever, I digress. I'm tired, I'm cold, and I'm hungry. I had to spend the $100-ish I made this last week on camping supplies. Hence the remark about the military surplus store. And I don't have enough money to get decent nutrition, and I don't have money to transport down to the homeless services to get good nutrition, because I have to choose between spending what little money I have on food, getting food, or staying warm and dry. Because with the pay rate that I'm at right now, I make too much to qualify for the full food stamp amounts. In my area, the average distributed amount is like $189 to $201 per person in food stamps. And I get $120 because I make too much. So I have to make $120 last for a whole month food-wise. And with the average price of milk being about $4.50 a gallon as comparison, it's really hard to make that last. And so I've had to make a sacrifice on quality food to buy stuff that's packed with as much nutrients as possible, meal replacements and things of that nature. And so like I have a tall glass of breakfast essentials every day because it has a wide nutrient panel, enough to keep me from going into severe malnourishment. But it's just not enough. Like, I'm starting to feel the effects on my brain without having like all the complex fatty acids and amino acids and all that blah 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 jargon bullshit. But I can feel the drain on my mental capacity. I've been disoriented and confused for the last couple of days. That's probably coupled with the fact that I'm sick too, but you know, it's whatever. I keep trying and trying and trying to just deal with it. But it gets hard sometimes. I don't have high expectations out of life, you know. I just want my little bit of property in my house, you know, and that's really it, you know. I don't need something big. I'd love a tiny home, or like I'd love to do the van life, but all this stuff has a massive bar to entry, and when you only make $100 a week while trying to go to school, which is where I'm at right now. I'm sitting at the college waiting for them to open so I can finish my enrollment and get warm. It's just hard. And then it's just, I try to get help. I don't get any sympathy or empathy from people most of the time unless I break down and start crying. And I just I just want a chance. I just want some opportunity to build my life and remain stable. This has happened more than once. I'll start building my life up and then some big critical chaos happens and everything falls apart, and I don't have the safety net or the support networks like most people to get the help that I need. Both my parents have been dead for years. My father died when I was a child. My grandparents never really liked me from my mom's side, and both of them passed away already too. My grandmother and grandfather on my dad's side are dead. My grandpa passed away in 98. My grandmother passed away in 2015, and she was my last support network. No matter what I did, no matter how horrible I was, no matter how poorly I treated her, she always took care of me. She always gave me a home to go to and a warm meal for my belly. And now that she's gone, that was the last person looking out for me. Because of my personality type and how aggressive I tend to be verbally, I don't make friends very well. I probably have severe mental health problems, and it causes me to not be able to socialize properly. And then the pandemic happened, and that really messed me up mentally again. So anyways, it's just tough. And I don't want handouts. I don't want people to give me anything. I want to work. I want to provide for myself. But everything's stretched so thin that no one's willing to take a risk on me because I don't fall under the categories of help. You know, society tells me that I have everything provided to me by virtue of my exterior experience. And yet, where's this privilege check that I'm told I have? Where's this bank that I can go and cash in this white privilege so I can not have to suffer? You know, because I'm told that I am the architect of evil, that I am society's woes, that I have it all and I'm not sharing with anyone else because I'm a selfish, greedy person. And yet, where's my 3 meals a day? Where's my roof over my head and a bed to sleep in? I don't have these things. So it's just, I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point because I need to get my thoughts out there. Otherwise, I'm going to keep being miserable. But yeah, it's just like, I just need a small opportunity. My boss allowed me 30 hours finally, granted me enough time to possibly make a living off of while I'm going to school. So now it's just a matter of saving up my paychecks to move in an apartment. I found one nearby that's willing to work with me. I just need the cash in hand to do so. But that's in lies the trap. I have to spend my money every paycheck on equipment for survival instead of putting it in a savings account. I had to drop the whole $120 I made on blankets and things like that. And when I get paid again, I'm probably going to have to go buy a tent or something better than the one I have, because I can't be getting sick like this. And so, like, it's just a never-ending cycle. I don't know how to get out of it. I've gone to various state agencies. I've called all the resources in the area, and it's just, there's nothing available. Because we're absorbing the homeless population en masse from the nation. Many states have contracts sending people to the Seattle area. Texas is one of them, Arizona is another, and I want to say Tennessee and Kentucky as well. All have contracts to send the homeless elsewhere. They pay them moving expenses and bus tickets and so on in turn for not returning for X amount of years or whatever, what have you, or never coming back. So we've been absorbing the homeless up here constantly for the better part of 15 years. And then with everything going on down on the southern border, I'm not trying to make this super political, but the Democratic governors, the Republican governors and politicians are sending people all over the nation because of how bad the border crisis is. And then on top of that, we have private agencies doing the same thing. The Elitist program through Catholic Community Services is sending 1,500 people on a bus every day to Washington State. James O'Keefe through OMG Media, formerly the sole proprietor of Project Veritas, has been doing an expose on the Elitist program. And I've been able to confirm through Catholic Community Services in downtown Tacoma that they are in fact connected with the Elitist program and are helping people up here as well too. So, like I said, about 1,500 people a day are coming up to Washington State via buses, and the resources are being stretched thin. I'm not trying to sound like an angry kid who doesn't have the ball, you know what I mean? While all the other kids are playing with the ball, I'm sitting over here angry. That's not the case. It's just there's not enough to go around for everyone, and everyone is suffering. I spent 20 minutes talking to some random homeless people to stay busy and warm, and it's the same story. We keep asking for help and we're not getting it. Or if we do get it, we get something really minor, a pat on the back and have a good day. You know? It's like, what do we do? What do I do? It's the only thing I know how to do is just keep moving forward. Keep pushing. Because I'm still alive at the end of the day, you know? But for how much longer? There's so many factors that my life is at risk being out here. The weather is bad. I have spells of compromised immune system, which is why the pandemic freaked me out so bad. And I get sick really easily. I'm really sick right now. I've got a massive sinus infection. I'm running a fever. I'm pretty sure I'm jaundiced on top of it because my skin's turning yellow. And I put all this on the back burner just to keep busy and keep working, keep plugging away at fixing my problems. And it's just, I hate asking for help, but I need something. I just need one good thing to come my way. Just one good thing. I don't get all these philosophers throughout the years and all these spiritual icons like Buddha, who says the path to enlightenment is suffering. How long do I have to suffer until something changes, you know? I'll keep going. That's all I know. But just when, you know? When does it pay off? That's all I'm trying to figure out. When does all my hard work come back on me? I'm 32 years old. I've been a loser most of my life, to be honest. Spent the last 10 years repairing all the damages I did to myself and my world around me. And I hate feeling like an arrogant child, petulant, impatient child, because things aren't happening within 5 minutes. But I have been consistently working hard for the last 6 years, 7 years, 60-hour work weeks plus, doing all the jobs and all the things that are available to me. I've done everything. I've done hazmat cleanup. I do warehouse and industrial. I was in the aerospace industry for a little bit. I was pursuing a career in substance use disorder. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I've done a little bit of everything, but it just seems like these skills aren't as transferable as you would think they were. Or at the very least, people aren't willing to take a risk on a person's word anymore. All people care about is how long have you been with an employer? Have you been there for a year or more? And things of that nature. It's just arbitrary barriers sometimes. I just wish I could walk in and say, "Hi, sir, I'm a hard worker. I have common sense. I'm low maintenance, and I'm willing to do just about anything to earn my way." You know, this isn't, this isn't my father's generation, basically. Because my dad and uncles all had their careers lined up before they even left high school. My grandfather was a jack of all trades. He could build a house and live in it, and then build the car to go to work. You know, he could do everything. He built the house that I grew up in. And so my dad and uncles all took specialties. My Uncle David is a flooring guy. My Uncle Marvin, rest his soul, was a general contractor and electrician. My father did roofing. As a side note, for anyone that's familiar with the Hilltop area and the Hilltop of Tacoma and the gang problem we had back in the 80s, you can look it up, and I'll maybe even drop a link in the description. But the Ash Street shootout was a big thing. The gangs got really bad to the point to where police wrote off whole neighborhoods and people were dying left and right. A Marine moved in, tried to improve his house, got into it with the drug dealers, and it resulted in a big time shootout. 300-400 rounds fired off, and it was so bad to the point that it caused the feds to roll in and RICO Act the whole Hilltop. And so from that point on, the Hilltop Revitalization Project started. The city was divesting funds to improve the quality of the neighborhood so that it wouldn't happen again. My father, rest his soul, was a part of the Hilltop Revitalization Project. He was a roofer, and he went through and repaired a lot of people's homes and roofs on his time and dime and on his own materials, because I assume he's of the class of men that believe in building communities, something my generation has lost. And so I don't get what's so different back then compared to now. How is it that my father at 17 can still be in high school and already have his first major business opened and doing contract work for roofing? How is it that my Uncle David at 17 was able to open a business doing floors and secured a major contract with the place that I work at now, doing a floor job for them? And he didn't go to school. My dad didn't go to school. They learned from my grandfather and from the neighbors. That's it. They just went and learned how to do a trade and then did a trade. And it just confuses the hell out of me why this world is so different now compared to what it was for my father. I've done a lot of the same things as him and as my grandfather. I've just learned things as I go. You know, I don't believe in paying someone to fix something I can do myself. So it's like, how do I transfer these skills around to something useful and beneficial to my life? Because it doesn't seem to pay out like it did for my fathers and the people before me. But this is running 20 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and call it for today, because I doubt anyone's going to watch this anyways. Like I said, this is just a video diary to get my emotions in check. I don't know, I'm probably just going to keep this going for a while until I figure out my life. Like I said, this helps, because I'm not as angry and miserable as I was when I started up this morning. For like the whole 1 or 2 people that watch this, thanks. I hope I can say something that makes your life a little bit better. Maybe just seeing how shitty my life is gives you perspective on how good your life possibly is, and that's a win for me, you know? So what was it? It was the Airborne that said, I suffer so that others may not. There's something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing for now, but you get the point. I'm closing this out. Have a good one, guys.